It's a simple question. Beale in or Beale out? And why have you got a mustache? Welcome back to Big Stevie Cool 1872. And I think Beale out. And let's dive into the votes and comments of not only this poll, but yesterday's match review. There's a lot of comments to get through for both sides. And I'm not afraid, right? I'm going to dive into it. I'm going to break it down because for me, Beale's got to go. But let's look at this. So, put this up 13 hours ago, 264 votes, 29% have voted for Beale to remain in the job, 71% have voted for Beale to be out of a job, 11 thumbs up. So I'm not going to give myself, I'm about to give myself a thumbs up, but it was more for the Beale out brigade, which I'm included in now. For me, he's got to go. Right, I know it's 4 games in, but Hibs sacked their manager after a shite start. Why can't we? When we're fucking superior to Hibs. Like, we are 4 games into the league, right? We have lost 2 games, right? One against Kelly, right? Which could be considered an anomaly, right? But it's Kelly, man. And Kelly, I mean, I would have just put the gauntlet down straight away to win that, but we didn't, right? But you know what? After that, alright. Scraped a win against Servette, scraped a win against Morton, good result against Ross County, right? PSV was alright at home. Got absolutely scudded by PSV, right? 5-1, disgraceful performance. But it was, right, if he wins the Old Firm, I can forgive going at the Champions League. I can't forgive that. That's like the worst Celtic centre-back partnership, man, I've ever seen. I do not see us improving under Beale. Let's be real, right? I said the league's over yesterday. And see if anyone wants to make an argument for it's not, I think that's fair enough, right? But just as it's fair enough for you to make it, it's not. It's fair enough to me to say it is. If we keep Beale, it's over. We couldn't beat Celtic at the worst, and we've practically got no injuries. The only injury we had is Borna Barisic, and even then, I think most people would actually argue Dujon Sterling starting that game is better for us than Barisic, right? Even though Barisic is much better going forward, you know, he falls asleep against Celtic at the back, Celtic Park, numerous times over the past few seasons. But, right, Celtic, shit ton of injuries. Us, pretty much a full strength squad to pick from. Pretty much, man. He's got all of his players in there. What's his excuse? There's no excuse for Beale. Fucking unacceptable. He could have changed it at half time, but what did no? Wait the 65 minutes, sure, because that's a real laugh, isn't it? Then he has to go, right? And once I say a manager's out, I'm not going to turn around and say, oh, well, no, I'm back at, I'm Beale in again. No, I'm not like Arsenal fan TV, you know, back in the day, like they just fucking flip-flop between Wenger in, Wenger out, or Arteta, like a troops, or, you know, it's not just Arsenal, I mean, I just, because they're like, you know, they're most notorious for it, I guess. But for me, even if Beale, right, wins the league, it will not be because Beale's done a fucking wonderful turnaround. It'll be simply because Brendan Rodgers is fucking shite and the Celtic team's shite. And honestly, like I said, they're only going to get better, right? Celtic are only going to get better. We, on the other hand, you can argue we could get better, but, you know, finishing doesn't change overnight. They have injuries to come back. For us, what can get better about us? Our team has not been able to defend for years, right? That back four, 3 at that back four, part right, Sterling did play over Barisic, right? But the core of that team's still the same, man. It is. There's just a loser fucking mentality. When you hear James Tavernier's post-match press conferences, it's the same shit. In here, he's just got a weak mentality, man. The guy, you know, see as great as the 55 season was, right? And we obviously thoroughly deserve to win that. What would have happened if Celtic had a decent season that year and we're breathing down our neck? Could it have fucking collapsed? I think more respect's got to be put on Stevie G's name. And the people that said Michael Beale, oh, Gerrard put out the cones for Beale. No, fuck off, man. I think respect needs to be put on Gerrard's name. I'm not buying this. Beale, it's no happening, right? And we were sold a pipe dream with Beale. Oh, he was the mastermind behind Gerrard. What? I'm just no having it. For me, he's got to go, right? Next game, away to St Johnstone, then at home against Real Betis. Tell you what, that could, I mean, I know St Johnstone are shite, right? But we're shite as well. And at home against Real Betis, you can't guarantee a victory there. I've seen some people thinking we're going to walk that Europa League group. I don't. I mean, Sparta Prague and Real Betis are superior to fucking Servette. So, come on, play the game. But yeah, let's dive into your comments. There's a lot of comments to get through, guys. Looking forward to this. Even though there's going to be a lot of, moonhoilers in there. But Mr. Jovuden says, Beale, the Ben Davidson of Scottish football. Oh, aye. Megalodian says, Michael out, Ian in. Ian Beale. That's who we need. Ian Beale. Big Scott says, don't lose faith fast, but for fuck's sake, he's useless. Yeah, me neither. Towards the end of last season, I think you could see something with Beale, but this season, he's got rid of a lot of players, man, that I don't think should have got rid of. Other areas of that team needed strengthened. For me, I would have kept Cholak and Sakala if it meant we didn't bring in all those strikers, and I would have brought in some seriously good fucking talented wingers. We could have brought in, I don't know how good Palma's going to be, but we could have brought Palma in, right? Could have brought Palma in, could have kept Cholak and Sakala, and that means we probably wouldn't have got Danilo and Dessers, but would you be that bothered by that? Because, they're fucking shite. Let's be real. Bobby Finley says, Beale put McInnes and Souness in, and Beale should do a decent thing and walk for nothing as he cost us enough cash. I think a lot of people saying McInnes, a lot of people won't like that. But for me, there's so many better options than Beale. Honestly. I know McInnes, right? Very, negative manager, but maybe that's what we need. I don't give a fuck how we win. See, as long as we win. We're playing shite, right? But we're led to believe that it's expansive football and that we're great. I'd rather McGinns come in, and be like, right, we're going to play Route 1, park the bus football. You're going to have to sit there and accept it, but we're going to win. I'd accept that, but Beale sells us this pipe dream that we're playing great football. We're not. We're pish. Fucking dog meat. Right. Robo Truck says, Beale in, Beale out. I agree with you, big man. We would never sell our club for £1. Beale must stay. Yeah, obviously, when you know the opposition wants Beale to stay, you've got serious problems. But guys, it's time to dive in to the comments of yesterday's match review. So strap in. Oh yeah. Right, Bobby says, you really want him at the new? Maybe give him till Christmas. The league will be 100% over if he goes today. Would it though? Would it? He's been in charge of 4 games this season. He's lost 2. I honestly don't see how a manager could do worse than that. Realistically. I genuinely don't see another manager could do worse than that. To be honest, now I understand, right? If we get rid of him, maybe the new players' morale gets worse. But hold on, they're already shite. How shiter can they really get? Honestly, for me, they've got to go. The Diana one says, "What about all the penalties you lot get every season? So dry your eyes, lol." Here, what about the penalty we got against Hearts, Ryan Kent? Oh wait, it was the exact same incident as what happened in that game, but the same referee, overturned it and didn't give us a penalty. See, there's not many penalties Rangers get that actually aren't penalties, to be honest, right? I think Cantwell in pre-season did dive, right? I think that was against, no, it wasn't against Newcastle. I think it was against Olympiacos, was it? Or was it, who else did we play? We got scudded 3 times at home. Oh no, we drew. No, we beat Hamburg. Was it against Hamburg or Olympiacos? I can't remember. The Diana says it was a foul, end of. Celtic should have won 6-0. Lol. Lol exclamation marks, right? Now, as bad as Rangers were, I just cannot understand how the goal wasn't allowed. To me, football's gone. Listen to Sports Scene last night. Neil McCann is of the same opinion as most people. I know he's a Rangers man, right? But come on, man, football's gone. If that's let's be real, right? If that happens to Celtic, their fans are fucking greeting about it. Now, I know some people will say, "Suck it up, man," or whatever, but let's be real, right? That is a fucking choky decision. And it's got nothing to do with, it's an old firm, those sort of things should be allowed to go. So, is this like a new rule they've fucking made up? Desser's put his foot in front, right? He gets booted. And Mulgrew actually said on Sports Scene that if Dessers goes down, Rangers get a free kick. So how can if Dessers feigns an injury, but he actually stays up on his feet, right? Because he knows there's a good opportunity. Why the fuck should Dessers get punished for that? I don't understand that, but you know what? I don't want to get too carried away in that decision, because guess what? That decision means hee-haw, because we're shite, alright? We're shite. John Crawford says, "Welcome to the party." Bromlin just says out my name, Big Stevie Cool. Mercury says, far spot on, cheats never win. You did indeed surrender to the mighty Glasgow Celtic reserves. We were shite, I'm not going to dispute that. Chris says, you choose to sit back and keep big money strikers on the bench against us at our weakest. Unlucky, Stevie. At least you're honest, but the decision on Lager was correct call. Dosser stamped on Lager's right foot and swiped it away. Lager was trying to plant his left leg but clattered into it. Dosser's, in fact he's calling him Dossers, that's kind of funny. Like, he never booted Desser's, like, he did, right? He did. Was it a foul on Goldson against Ross County at the start of the game? Exactly, same scenario. Goldson doesn't even claim for it, but the ref waits. Oh, what happened? The ref waits until County get the ball in the net, then he chops it off without VAR. He's a pure mince man, all hype as usual. We are shite, but I actually can't even remember the Goldson hang against Ross County. Maybe I'll need to go rewatch that. Right? I mean, I'll if I got to if that Goldson hang happened, then I'll need to go see it. RM says, "How is it the worst decision ever? Same thing happened in the first 2 games ago, and your mum was awarded the penalty. Forever in our shadow." I believe he's talking about the Starfelt Sakala penalty. But hold on. Wait. If I recall right, Sakala is took out by Starfelt. His trailing leg, Starfelt catches him. What? How is that? So I don't get that. So maybe if Sakala stayed up and put the ball in the back of the net, would they have disallowed it? I don't get that argument personally, right? I don't get that, but whatever. Megalodian says, "Wah boo! Is Campbell on social media tonight trolling Celtic fans?" Yeah, Campbell, I think needs to learn has probably learned his lesson the past week. Dessers might be the worst footballer I've ever seen. I agree. Bringing 9 players in one go is never going to work. Beale out now. I mean, it could work. It's just Beale's fucking shite, man. He couldn't run a bath. David says, "Could not be arsed" is totally true, or just pure pish. It starts with the board again. The board liquidation again. Usually Rangers get all the VAR decisions at Ibrox. Well, we didn't today, big man. Can't believe they Beale out already. So much for getting behind your team or manager. Here, I'm behind the team and manager as much as possible, but when they put something like that in, it's fucking... How can you... I mean, it's unexcusable what they did. John Bullen says, 20% off your season ticket if you wish. Refunds. How can the league be done, for fuck's sake? 4 points of difference. Get behind your team. Goal ruled offside with Soren, but get behind the team. Yo, you have to call it the shite. The league is done. We couldn't beat Celtic at our worst. Obviously, we could massively improve, but I don't see it. Most people don't see it. Most people think that we're fucked as well. I think the league is done, because Celtic can only get better. We can get a wee bit better, right? But the defensive frailties are going to remain there. Celtic have got the likes of Carter Vickers to come back, and I mean, I've not really seen enough in the Rocky to say he's as good as Starfelt, but at the same time, I think it's done. David says, VAR was shocking, twice in 1 year, but Rangers deserve nothing from that game. Absolutely nothing. I agree with that. Dick Advocat said a couple of weeks ago, Beale had regressed the squad by letting players leave and seeing the ones he replaced them with. Turns out Big Dick got it spot on. Yep, Big Dick got it right. Raskin and Cantwell missing in action again, not good enough. Yeah, you know what? See how much praise I've gave them, and recently they fucking went missing, man. Gav says we were rubbish, but referee cheating once again has decided the league. We were shite though, come on. He does say that, to be fair. Jim Finlay says, get Hadji back for fuck's sake. Hadji's, I don't even think there's probably won't even be. Alright, call. Nori Mac says, Beale out. Cristobal 4576 says, Hadji was right to disagree with Beale. Yep. David Lyric says, Beale should go now. He says, Bromeon says, go now. The Moody Blues. Fire Poet says, ha 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 ha. Bitter. Dry your eyes, wee pal. Yo, what's better about it? I think Celtic, you know what, defend it quite well, even though we were shite. Celtic, in my opinion, deserved the win. Because we were fucking unacceptable at home. What's better about that? I just think I think our goal should have stood, but I'm not better about it. Let's see here. Stephen Allen says, massive mistake letting Hadji go. Beale, and after that show of shite, you need to go too. Yep. He agrees. Going on loan is a disgrace. Rangers were shite. Buckland is great goalie. Both our fullbacks can't defend. Ryan Jack, why he playing? Suter is pish. I agree. I'm not going to disagree with anything, to be honest, anymore. It was the performance. That is the worry, not the VAR decision. While I get that, if we go 1-0, I think we go on and win the game. Do we though? I understand that mentality. People are allowed to think that, but see at the same time, right? Say we go 1-0 up. That forces Celtic to go a bit more attacking, and I'm convinced we would have conceded. Because they didn't have. Like I know they hit us in the counter attack a few times, and they weren't particularly great. They were a wee bit sloppy, to be honest, right? But I'm not convinced we would have been able to hold it. Old Painless says 100% free kick. Susan Jones says, why did we take off Roof? I don't know. And if you look at the crowd, they booed. Well, not look at. If you hear the crowd, they booed it. Scott Ross says, the guy's not got a clue. No game plan whatsoever. Exactly. Susan Jones says, Beale must go. I mean, there's a lot of Beale out. I mean, the most defensive someone's got of Beale is just saying get behind the team. That's not a good sign for Beale. Wee Bob says, Beale out. Wee Bob says, Beale out no matter how the seasons goes. Rangers loyalist says, we are utter pish. Simply that. Yep, can't disagree with that. Fear says, spot on, Stevie. Nice to see honesty. Delboy says, we were in there half for the whole of the second and did nothing. Oh my god. I agree, Delboy. Delboy, again, Stevie, you're 1,000% bang on. That's a decent percentage, isn't it? Beale, fuck all. Fuck off, even. We should have been 1-0 up, but Gio won all that money and Beale fucking wasted it. League is over. Cholak for that pish. Yeah, the league is over. He agrees with me. Doc Mullet says, Rangers are back in the good old Pedro and the Caravan days. It fucking feels like it, man. Rangers loyalist. Yous are still in court on child abuse cases, so think on that, son. Rangers loyalist. I big Jock Wallace now. Really done. Sue Old Co said Sevco denier Domya Orange Clown. Is that it's really kicking. Oh, Matthew Miles. Well, I was waiting for Matthew Miles, man. I was waiting for Matthew Miles to get a comment in. Your direct employee beast like your old club would rather die rather than face the consequences of their action. Audrey Hall says you're absolutely right. Dessers is the worst of a pack of shite we've bought. Manager is not good enough for our club. The midfield was worse than front three today. Dessers was feeding off long balls. That's not me defending Dessers. I'm pointing out how bad we are in upper areas. Your assessment is spot on. Also, he's landed us with some players, some of who'd struggle behind being ball boys. Then Captain Caveman or modern day Mr. Rangers. Beale, Captain Caveman, please fuck off. Michael Myers? Matthew Miles says, can't even beat us at our worst. Can't even beat us at our worst, little guy. Little guy, I'm the big guy. I'm Big Stevie. What are you going to do when we click? Right. I've literally just said that, right? There's only one outfit that's even shiter than you know it. Seems that mythical rebuild was a waste of time. I've literally said what are Celtic going to be like when they actually get clicking under Rodgers. Here, maybe in a scenario they don't get clicking right, and because the fans just hate Rodgers that much, even though that, right, this was the time for Rangers to put pressure on Celtic, because see how they would have turned on Rodgers, man? They would have fucking turned on him, probably, maybe not worse than Beale, but maybe potentially worse than Beale, because there's obviously a lot of hatred still towards Rodgers, but now it's away. You Tims can never just win, always have to chat shite. Stevie's not a Tim Jr. He thinks he's fucking quality for that, doesn't he, man? He really fucking does. Kingston Bus says, top of the league. Rangers loyalist says, in court on child abuse cases though. Think on that, son. And that's us wrapped up for the day, guys. I read out every comment. I'm not afraid to read out every comment. So, leave your thoughts down below. That is it. Beale in, Beale out. Rangers fans react to it, guys. Leave your thoughts down below, and Celtic fans also react to it. But anyway, yeah. Soul destroying. But, aye. That's it.